The original Planet of the Apes from 1968 is oft regarded as a sci-fi classic, and this review comes to you requested by Little Sugar Pea. And if you'd like to recommend some sci-fi for me to take the piss out of, review, send nudes. Directed by Academy Award winner Franklin J. Schaffner and starring Academy Award winner Charlton Heston in the role of Taylor, an astronaut who, along with 3 male cohorts, have crash-landed on a planet originally presumed to be completely desert. They find signs of life, and then humans who don't seem to be very communicative. As soon as they figure in a couple months they'll be running this joint, they are attacked, rounded up by, you guessed it, apes on horseback. Taylor took a wound to the neck, he's unable to talk, but he tries to communicate with the affable Dr. Zira and her side piece Cornelius. Staving off experimental surgery, Taylor is paired with the ultra-hot Nova, played by Linda Harrison. This is an absolute prime 60s babe. But Taylor makes a crude escape, get your dirty paws off me, you damn dirty apes. It's a madhouse, there are iconic lines. Taylor is brought before trial, and we learn more about the social structure of the ape society. We have ancient scrolls telling us how to do everything. Man is no better than cattle. There certainly seems to be inequality among the apes. We hear of the chimpanzees referred to certain ways. The gorillas are the muscle. And of course, we have this sham trial conducted by Dr. Zaius, who, as head of both science and religion, there doesn't seem to be any conflict of interest. Yeah, just, you gotta make sure that this guy doesn't write and keep the rest of the population in the dark, for their own safety. Taylor has found his fellow astronauts. They've been killed, lobotomized, and the same fate awaits him. But luckily, Zira and Cornelius hatch an escape. He even gets to bring his hot babe Nova. They head to some ruins to look for the truth, and inside, a doll. Oh, well, okay, it's a human doll. No big deal. My kids play with a human doll also. No big deal. Yeah, well, why does this one talk? What's going on here that you're not telling us, Dr. Zaius? Yeah, why don't you just go into the Forbidden Zone, but you may not like what you find. And so Taylor and Nova come across one of the most shocking endings in classic Hollywood. A toppled Statue of Liberty. Yes, the Planet of the Apes is Earth. In the year 3978, the ship did as instructed and returned them home. Now, there are some compelling themes here. Take note of what Taylor says in his log before going into hypersleep. Figuring he's a few hundred years into the future, maybe man's gotten better. We don't fight over land. Maybe it will take you a couple of repeat viewings of this film to understand that the people he's damn you all to helling are not the apes. It's the humans. You blew it all up, allowing the apes to take over very little. Of course, this is not really touched upon well in the sequels, nor the Mark Wahlberg remake with a nonsensical ending, and I haven't seen much of the more recent movies. Though I heard pleasant word of mouth, I just wasn't feeling the all CGI apes. This is a fairly trend-setting film for a number of reasons, the least of which being essentially copied by the inferior Logan's Run. It's not Jerry Goldsmith's best sci-fi score, but it's memorable. You hear all that cooing. In 1968, you don't have computers to make effects look fake. Okay, so the star system out there, it's a bit blurry, okay. The crash landing, I like the way it's done POV. We have actual water flooding the ship. We have a ship sinking. And the makeup applications for the chimpanzees, orangutans, apes, they look pretty good by comparison to the day. All right, so Zira doesn't look exactly like a chimpanzee, but she doesn't look entirely human either. This was the very beginning of makeup applications that extended beyond a mask, allowing actors to emote. All told, there are a number of ways this movie could have been a lot worse if it was made 10, 20, 30 years later. Though I will say Tim Burton's Apes had the superior makeup. I don't fault this film for making strides. But why does it take Taylor, a movie to figure out that he's on Earth? Every single ape he has encountered has spoken English as though they were in 1968. Hell, you even got one juvenile chimp complaining about adults. Now look, you can say it's a storytelling convention in order for us to understand what is being said. I don't really buy that. They're speaking English with entirely American accents. Sequels would show that the apes lived in servitude, had an uprising, but adopted the English language of their oppressors, and please ignore most of those films, but I do have a soft spot for Escape from the Planet of the Apes. Though my nitpicking sounds harsh, I give Planet of the Apes from 1968 3.5 out of 4 stars.
Hey, it's Vaughn's mom again, so I just wanted to remind you that instead of buying Vaughn's weird pictures online in various states of undress, you can just bookmark his Amazon affiliate link, and then when you shop Throw It on Amazon, he gets a few pennies here and there.